how they spoke your name. Emotional. I don't think they heard you, man. Emotional. Who's the best rapper around? Emotional. Who's the new killer in town? Emotional.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Emotional, and guess what?
I'm back!
And I'm better than ever. What's good, YouTube? I'm your sultan of sexy. You know where the best be is me. Can't you see? I'm fresh and so clean. Nah, man. What's going on, y'all? We back at it for another REN video. This is going to be different. It's not music related. This is his 1 million subscribers defining success video. Now, I'm assuming he's giving like a motivational thing or something like that. I ain't gonna lie, I could use it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I could really use it right now. So we about to go ahead and dive straight into it, you dig?
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys.
You know what's crazy? A lot of folks don't really like, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really think of the word, but I really appreciate the fact that he shows us love. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people have their own opinions about reaction videos and reaction channels and whatnot, but I appreciate, cause you know what I'm saying, and a lot of the other artists that show love to us that do this, especially me as an individual, bro, like shout out to all the artists, bro, for real, cause y'all don't have to let us do this, bro. Y'all could easily just be real petty and just be like, no, I'm not gonna let you get away with this. I'm not gonna let you do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy.
And I said this a bunch of times, I really respect the fact that he actually opens up about his stuff. Because, again, I've said this countless times, and I'm probably going to keep saying it, but it helps me know that I'm not the only one dealing with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got our issues, but it really feels good to know that it's not just me. Because, you know, when you go through stuff, it's like, Dad, like, I'm thinking it's just me. But no, it's not just me.
Art, which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark, justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever.
I say for me, like, it's more so like knowing that I'm not gonna be in this space forever. Because it's like when you going through it, it's like I feel like it's never gonna end sometimes. But then it's like I gotta get up and I gotta keep moving forward, and I can't just sit in one spot and just stay there. I just really be feeling like, Dad, like, is this ever gonna end, bro? Like, is this ever gonna end? Like, in the midst of this light that I do have around me, it still feels like there's a little bit of darkness inside. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, Dad, like, does it really matter what I have to say? Does anything that I do even really make a difference? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, Dad, like, just being in that darkness, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta power yourself out to get out of that dark space before really anybody, I feel like, could really help me, at least. Because sometimes I be feeling like I have to power myself out and get out of that dark space, because I'm not just moving for myself. Because I remember he said something about, like, all this stuff, like, it helps his friends too. And it's like, I feel like I can't just stay down 100% of the time, because I'm not just moving for me. There's people behind me that are still, like, looking at me like, yo, oh, like, you got to keep going, not just for yourself, but for us. And it's like, I feel that, I guess it's just sometimes I heard it on, I don't know how many of y'all play Overwatch, but Baptiste says something where it's like,
nice to be the patient for a change.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to be the person that, like, has everybody there for you, even though it's like you're always trying to be there for everybody else. But I guess for me, sometimes it's also a pride thing too. I know that this is a lot, but dog, like, Ren gets on my nerves, bro, because he always get to saying stuff that get me to spilling my guts out, bro. Ren, you make me so angry, bro.
You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself, because you are large. You can be ferocious, and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting.
One of y'all said this in the comments too about that specific line. And I think one of the things is, like, actually expressing stuff sometimes is a little difficult, at least expressing it to certain people. When you really got to get stuff off your chest, it's kind of like, I think I said it earlier, it's like, am I really heard though? Like, did you really get what I was saying, or did you just kind of like brush it off? And I think the biggest thing is really just, I guess, accepting the fact that some people may not empathize with you. Some people might not even care what you have to say. Some people they're just gonna do what they do. And it's like, some people just don't see nothing wrong with what they do. Some people are just never gonna apologize to you. And it's like, I guess accepting it is really difficult, like just wanting to express stuff sometimes, because it's like, again, like, folks may not necessarily hear you. But I think, like he said, it's more so about getting it off versus necessarily the people apologizing or hearing you, because sometimes, like I said, they're not going to. Everybody's not going to give you that closure that you're looking for. sometimes you got to get the closure within yourself. And it's kind of like, bro, like, how do I get that closure though? And it's like just expressing it, just getting it off, just get it off, get that dirt off your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that mess up off you. Like, Ren, you make me so angry.
Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
All right, y'all, that's the end of that vid. Bro, this is something that I will say. Like, even in the midst of all our, like, what's the word? Our disagreements as people, whether you believe in Jesus, whether you believe in, like, Muhammad, whatever it is that you believe in, the one thing that I will say is everybody talks about love. And it's like, even in the midst of all of our disagreements, we should still be able to love each other through the disagreements. And I remember one of my brothers said that, and I was like, bruh, that's one of the things now I'm really thinking about, like, dad, like, we really do need to learn to love each other through our disagreements. And I see it all over the internet, folks arguing about faith, gender, politics, everything. And it's like, at the end of the day, we all know love is the biggest thing. It's not sweet all the time. It's not pandering to you. It's not just, I hope that's the right word. It's not like always trying to be right all the time. Sometimes you gonna have to let folks go through in order for them to see what you was talking about. It might suck, but it is what it is. And it's like, ultimately, again, no matter what you believe, no matter what you got going on, if we can't stand together on, if anything, love and just being real and being honest and telling our truths and not judging each other for it, I don't know what else we can do. Again, I appreciate all of y'all that watch, and I appreciate all of y'all that actually don't make me feel like I'm crazy all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not silly all the time. Sometimes I do need to get stuff off and really talk about what's going on, but I appreciate y'all for understanding. Peace, easy, baby. Lay out.
Get down, came to get down. You know that I came to get down. Came to get down. Me and my squad, we came to get down. Came to get down. You know that we came to get down. Came to get down.